Hello everyone, my name is H&M and I have another update for my Hammers data pack for Vanilla Minecraft 1.17. There is a download link in the description, but if you don't know how to install it, I will show you right now. If you already know how to install data packs and resource packs, you can skip to the timestamp of the next section. So, first off, you download the pack and it will be in your downloads folder or wherever you downloaded it to. There is a little README in here as well, so if you need to just read through the install instructions, you can, and there's some other information in there. Also the changelog is in there, so if you want to see what has changed compared to 1.16, you can just check this one out. But these are the two main important ones. You want to extract those, so no matter how you extract them, you can just select them like that, extract them, or just, click them, control click them and drag them over into the downloads folder. Whatever works for you. I'm using 7-zip because it's a really nice tool for this. You could also just use the Windows tool to just go into it and just take out these two. Then we have the Hammers data pack and the resources.zip. If you're installing this for a single player world, there is two ways you can do it. You can go into single player, create new world, create a new world. I'll call it new world for Hammers. I don't know. Go to more world options. You don't need to, you can change whatever you want here. Go to data packs and drag this one in. And it says, do you want to add it? You say yes. You move it to the right and now it's selected, and then you can click done and change whatever else you want and create the new world, and it should create the new world with that data pack. If you have done that, however, the resource pack is not in there yet. It will have to be separately installed, and I will show you how to do that in a second. So while this is loading up, you can go to %appdata %/.minecraft, and if you type that in there, you'll come in this folder. And you can go to the saves location. Here's all your save files. I have a bunch of them, but we just made new world for Hammers. So you just open that up, drag resources.zip in there, and as you can see, if we just say /reload, well, that we can't do that. We have to open to LAN real quick. Do /reload. It should show you that it has reloaded properly. You can only see this in creative mode, but you can just check out all the information and the options over here. So that might work. So if we do function HMS give all tools, you can see that the tools are just pickaxes and shovels. What you do, you just save and quit the world when the resource.zip is already in there, of course, and you reopen it up. Now data packs should say the Hammers data pack, and you have the resources.zip in there. So this will reload and you'll see this beautiful screen, and now all the hammers are properly displayed. Now, of course, you can also just go in here, monochrome logo. I like that one much more. It can also be nice and black, whichever you like, I guess. Anyways, that is how you install it for a client. If you want to install it for the server, it's a little bit more complicated, but it's not that complicated. So you will have your server, you will have to create a world or have an existing world. It will look the same as this. You have the data packs and you just drag the Hammers data pack into there. Now, because it is a server, the resources.zip won't just work like that. You'll have to upload it to Dropbox or Google Drive or whatever you have. Mediafire will also work, and get the direct download link. No indirect download links, it has to be direct. So on Dropbox, you have to change this end part to $DL = 1, because that means that the download will immediately happen. And you can put this into your server.properties under resource-pack equals, and then you put the URL like that. And then also you can add a resource pack prompt and require that if you want to, and you can just tell the players that join, you need this pack for Hammers and Excavators to have proper textures, and that should be fine. Make sure that your function permission level is at least set to 2 or higher, and command blocks are enabled. I think this is not necessary, but it might still be necessary. Just make sure that this is true. You can also set this to 3 or 4. I believe it's not necessary, but definitely keep it at 2 or higher. And then you just save this server.properties near where your server is located, and it should load up with those new things and actually show you the first time you load up the server that there is a required resource pack and you have the prompt and everything. If you still have no idea how to do this, or if this all didn't work for you, I suggest you look up the things on a Wikipedia page, or you ask someone nicely who knows about this kind of stuff, and they will help you set this up. Either way, that's all of the install instructions that I have for you. I really hope you have this installed properly, because now I'm going on to the actual showcase. All right, let's just go into the test world that I created. And of course that takes a while to load up. This is all one take, not any cut or edits. There you go, there's the beautiful resource pack loading screen again. And there we go. So I have a little test area set up. If you already know how these hammers work, I will first go over the little changes within the pack, and or I will actually go over these changes at the end of the video. For now, I will focus on how this pack works. If you already know this because you watched my previous videos, there is not super much that changed, but if you want to know what has changed, it's at the end of the video. First, I'm going to show you how to obtain these hammers in survival. So what you need is a pickaxe or a shovel. Pickaxes are will turn into hammers, and shovels will turn into excavators with a proper modifier. So we can just use any of these wood types, it doesn't really matter, we just pick 2 at random, whichever we like. And we can put the pickaxe and the wood on top of the smithing table, and it will create a hammer for us. You can see it's a wooden hammer, it's 11 attack damage and half attack speed, so it's really powerful, but it's super slow, it's even slower than the axe. You can also just not upgrade it like that, because Mojang hasn't implemented proper NBT crafting yet, which is a shame. But you can just throw these together as well, and you will get a excavator, and the excavator has 4 attack damage and 0.8 attack speed. Now, of course, if you are crafting these, you can craft these for stone tools as well. You need furnaces for that. Why I chose furnaces is because this is the closest I could get to 9 cobblestone. As you can see, we have iron, gold, and diamond blocks, which are 9 gold, 9 iron, and 9 diamond, respectively. So you can just throw this on with a furnace, and it will turn into a stone hammer, and the same thing with a shovel. Now that works with all these tools, so let's just turn all these tools into hammers real quick. So you just throw everything on there, and you can see it doesn't really work, and that is because you can't just throw stacks on there. You have to throw single items in there. So now the diamond tools are upgraded. As you can see, the rest is not affected, so it's quite kind of, you know, it's not super buggy or anything. You can just throw it on there and it will upgrade your tools properly, unless you throw it next to it. There you go. And so now we have all the diamond and all the excavators and all the hammers. However, we're missing one, and that's netherite. So let's do that as well. Alright. Wait, it's not working. Oh, it has to be a block, right? Still not working. Why would it not be working? Well, that is because it is already covered in netherite, and block of netherites are quite expensive. But you know that you can just use this to upgrade from diamond to netherite. And you can just do it like this, and it will just turn into a netherite excavator. Now the only little thing with this is that you can also do it the same old-fashioned way, like this, or it should work like that at least. But if it's not working like that, that's also fine because it still works like this, and yeah, that should be fine, right? These just work perfectly fine. Anyways, if you already have enchantments on there, you don't want to upgrade them to netherite. If they're netherite, they're locked in. You can't change them anymore into hammers. So you'll have to first upgrade them to hammers and excavators, and then you can convert them. There you go, now it works. Into the correct tools. You can also just do it like this. So yeah, now you have enchanted tools, and they keep their enchantments. The actual use for these hammers and excavators is that they mine a 3x3 area. So we can just use a wooden hammer, and it takes a while, but with a wooden hammer it just breaks the entire 3x3 area, 9 blocks in total, and it's much faster than mining them one by one using a wooden pickaxe. If you use the most upgraded diamond or most upgraded netherite hammer, I guess it still says diamond hammer. That's a little bug that I'll have to fix before releasing this, but it shouldn't be too big of a deal. You can just use this netherite hammer, of course, to mine up the blocks here. Yeah, this one says diamond excavator. I think this is because I upgrade them with the on the smithing table, so the names don't change. If you use the throw crafting, it will update the name properly. If you just if you just do it like this with a netherite ingot, it will actually keep the name of the tool. So in this case it's diamond hammer, and so it will keep the name. Unfortunately, there's no easy way to fix that, but if you have a custom name on there, it will still remain that name if you just use it in here. If you use the throw crafting, the custom name will unfortunately be lost, I think. Yeah. So that's the little difference between actually using it in here and throwing it on there. So keep that in mind. But yeah, you can just quickly mine 3x3 areas using these hammers, and the same works with these excavators. Now, if you use an excavator, it's gonna be really quickly. You can just mine up an entire area like this, and it's all gone. There you go. Just eat up the entire world with your beautiful excavators. Well, that took like so much more time with a traditional shovel. With the netherite excavator, it's just so much faster. There is also two options for this pack. So if I go into function, HMS help or options, we can see the options here, and we can change the tool slowdown to 0, which effectively means that there is no slowdown. There's no mining fatigue. So this means you can even instant mine like this, but that's really overpowered, and I decided that it's good to have some mining fatigue, otherwise everything will just be insanely overpowered. And yeah, but in case you don't want the mining fatigue, you can just turn it off anyways. And this means that you can also instant mine with haste 2, so if you give yourself an effect, and you go mine over there, if it allows me, it should be instant like that, and you can just wreck an entire place like this within just a couple seconds, and it's pretty crazy. And that's why the mining fatigue exists, so it's not too unbalanced. As you can see, I just dug myself a crazy hole in just a few seconds. So yeah, but I will keep this on for now. And there's also another option called break utility blocks, which allows you to break certain utility blocks, which I will show you in a bit. So some specifics about how these hammers work in all the specific scenarios is, if you have, for example, a wooden hammer, you can't break lapis or diamond, so that won't work. If you have a stone hammer, that will actually break the lapis block, but it's not enough to break diamond. So if you use it on a lapis, it won't affect everything around it. However, if you have the correct tool, and I'll just simulate that by taking a little bit of cobblestone here. So if you have diorite, but you're using a netherite tool or an iron tool, which is obviously enough for diamond, it will mine out the 3x3 area. You will also get the XP for all the surrounding ores, so you're not missing out on any. You can just use the netherite hammer tool like this and get a bunch of emeralds because, of course, there is fortune on here, and the fortune just works, so we should get plenty more than 9 gold ore from this. It works on every single type of ore you can think of. So the new deep slate ores as well, the copper ores, iron ores, even the nether ores, everything just works fine. And you get the exact same amount of experience, or you should at least, as just mining them one by one, because I simulated the experience drop rates from the main game. If you have stronger blocks on the outside and the inside is a weaker block, obviously with a unproper tool you will not be able to break it, but if you have a netherite hammer, as you can see, it still takes a while to break the obsidian. If you just don't have any enchantments on it, it's gonna take a while. Of course you can break everything around here, but you'll have to be very patient. Nobody has time for this, and there is a little exploit, I guess, in my own data pack, which allows you to mine this so much quicker, and that's by putting a softer block in the middle. Everything will just mine around it. So you can just do this, and it will help you clean out areas a bit quicker, even just without efficiency. It's much quicker to do it like that. I decided to keep that in because it's a cute little exploit, I guess. It also still works on spawners. I wanted to keep that in as well, so it still doesn't seem like it's working right now, but I hope to fix that before I release the map, because I tested it before and it worked, but I made some changes, of course, and now it doesn't work anymore. But I will make sure that it works when the download is available for you. Of course, we have blocks that don't work at all, and that's like beacons and conduits. They don't have a proper tool assigned, so if you're using a hammer or whatever, it won't work on there, unfortunately. If you are using glowstone or sea lanterns, however, you can just use a silk touch hammer to get the thing. If you don't have silk touch, it will just drop the glowstone dust. And as you can see, that is also not working. So there is a little bit of bug fixing I will have to do before I can actually upload this. It might also be that this hammer is not proper. Nope. So I will have to fix that real quick before I upload this. Enchant with silk touch. If I put silk touch on there, yeah, it's not working right now, but it should once I provide the download, of course. It also works on tinted glass. So as you can see, that works fine. On regular glass, if you have silk touch, it works fine. Yeah, and also on ice, if you use a wooden hammer with nothing on it, it doesn't work. But if you have silk touch, it will work. Then we have shulker boxes. You just fill them with all kinds of items. Get rid of my items and stuff. You can just use a hammer on them as well and get all the shulker boxes, and that is where the utility function comes in. You can only do that if break utilities is on, so you might not want that because you might accidentally break some stuff in your base, but I like to have that option there anyways for if you like it. It also works on all the new 1.17 blocks. As you can see, it works flawlessly. It also works on these budding blocks, or these amethyst buds, I guess. Just break them all like that. It's really neat. It works on the warp nylium, of course. And these are infested blocks, so if you use a regular hammer, that won't really help you, because then the silverfish comes out. If you use silk touch, however, you can get the regular blocks out of there. They're no longer infested, but at least you get the regular blocks out of there. Alright, now I can also show you the weapon quality. You just hammer them to death. So the utility blocks, you can just mine these iron doors up. those are also utilities. Chains are utilities, and iron bars are utilities, among a lot of other things like pressure plates. You have to be actually looking down like this. Buttons, trapdoors. Walls are actually always part of the block, so if you just turn this off, this is also just without utility, it just works. But without utility, if we're just trying to mine a dispenser or whatever, that's not gonna work. And that was picked up, or that was a furnace actually. But if you have the setting turned on, of course, then mining this will mine all these blocks. It doesn't do the redstone lamp. That might also be another bug, but I will fix that one as well. Anvil should work though. There you go. If you have ender chest, however, that's a special case, because if you try to mine an ender chest, it will drop obsidian unless you have silk touch. So let's see what happens without silk touch. We have obsidian around there to show you what happens, and that is it will just break regular blocks but not the utility blocks. If you have silk touch, however, and you have utilities turned on, it takes a while without efficiency, but it's still faster than with just a pickaxe. It will just drop them all like that. You can do that with the enchantment tables as well. And yeah, that's about it. That's how things work with hammers. Now I'm just going to show you real quick that the same applies to excavators. It works with snow layers like this. So this has silk touch, so you can just get the snow layers. If you don't have silk touch, I'll probably have to get my excavator out again of another type. We'll do the golden one. As you can see, it works like this as well. It drops the snowballs, and we can just get the clay, and that also works fine. Oh, but I think I'm freezing. As you can see, it doesn't work on snowier snow. So if you want to dig up snowier snow, you'll have to use a bucket because the tool doesn't work on that. So you can kind of figure out where snowier snow is by just mining around it and seeing that it doesn't mine it up, as well as the tool speed being very slow. And that's about it. That's my hammers and excavators. Now for those who have are just interested in the changes, is that I mostly just rewrote all the code, but I can also just show you in the Datapack real quick. I put it in the changelog, and in the changelog it says that I added excavators, which you all requested to break gravel, dirt, soul sand, whatever. You craft them the same way. I also added a simple function like loot give as loot, and then the item in the hammer ID like this, loot give. So in creative you can more easily get all the iron hammers and excavators, as you can see. So just check out these if you want them. I also included a quick function to give all the excavators and all the hammers, or even all the tools. And if you need help, we can always do HMS help, and we'll give you a quick rundown of this little data pack. I also added blacklists for block tags. That's a bit more technical, but if you go into the data pack and you go to tags, blocks, and blacklist, you can see that there is 2 JSON files. You can just add your IDs to here, so you can do Minecraft budding amethyst or Minecraft stone. So if you do Minecraft stone and you reload this pack, you get yourself a hammer. Where are my hammers? Well, that's how we do this. Give all hammers, we get all our hammers. And now if we try to mine stone, it doesn't work because it's in the blacklist. We removed from the blacklist again, and it should work again. Anyways, those are, I think, all the changes that I made in the 1.17 version. I rewrote a lot of the code, that's why there is some new bugs in here that I have to fix in a bit. And we are also using the new 1.17 tags, mineable pickaxe, shovel, and the block needs stone and iron or diamond tool. That will help make the code a bit cleaner and also easily scalable for 1.18. It will automatically add everything to that. So it's also for me easier to update the pack. And I added some missing blocks to the mineable list, such as redstone lamps and rails, but apparently that was a lie because it didn't break it. But I'll add that to the list in a bit. And that is about it, I think. So I hope you enjoyed this very long video with a very thorough rundown of how to install the pack, use the pack, and what has changed. And I'm not a content creator that makes daily content, so I might have been rambling on a bit, but that should really be it. So thanks for watching, and I hope that there is no questions anymore, but if you have any questions or if there is any bugs in the pack that I haven't fixed, just put them in the comments below and I will try to look at it, fix it. If you have any suggestions, also let me know. Yeah, but if you just want to play it, just download it and install it and just have fun with it. Right, see you later and have a nice day.